Hello everyone, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. How are you enjoying all this lovely heat, huh? Yes, I'm melting. Okay, so as I said in my last video, my wife and I got to go to Fopp in London back a couple of weekends ago when we went to see Green Day. So I'll show you what I got, shall I? Got a couple of extra things since then, so I'll show them first. So I popped to a charity shop yesterday to drop some furniture off that we don't need anymore. As always, you've got to take a look at the physical media that's in there. Most of it was DVDs, but scattered amongst them was a few Blu-rays. And this was one of them for £1.50. So, the Three Musketeers in 3D. As you know, I don't have a 3D setup, but maybe one day I will do. I do like watching films in 3D, so just wait for the motorbike. Not going to close all the windows because it gets too hot. Yeah, so like I said, £1.50, 3D movie, everything's in here. Nice lenticular sleeve as well. So yeah. Then a film we already have, but again, this is in 3D, and it has a really nice slip colour with it, so not really going to leave it behind. And it is Chronicles of Narnia, Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I haven't actually seen this one yet. I have seen the first two. I was lucky enough to work on the first two at my Testronic job. So that's Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Right, so while I was in Fopp and I was looking at the 88 stuff, and I got down to this title, and I thought, oh yeah, that should be on its way to me, you know, thinking I'd ordered it, but no, I hadn't. So didn't want to miss out, so I went on 88's website and I ordered Beyond Darkness with a slip. Part of the Italian collection. This is going to get really annoying with that motorbike keep going by. Never mind, that's what idiots I live around. Yes, they're a pain in the arse, they are. But that's Beyond the Darkness, and haven't seen it yet. Don't know if it's any good. Maybe if you've watched it, let me know if it's worth it. Yeah, it's nice to see this one's actually in a white case. As opposed to, I think got another one recently. Oh yes, Violent City, and that is in a blue case. Now I actually tried to watch Violent City the other day. Fancy giving it a go. Now I didn't read the back, which explains that portions of the movie, even though it's an English speaking movie, portions of it are in Italian. Now this is very strange. It's not very strange. It's usually if it's an extended cut and the extended scenes they add in, they don't have the English for. But this is literally, I got part way through and I just had to turn it off. But you know, 1 minute it'll be English, the next scene it'll be in Italian, then part of that scene will be in English, then it'll go back to Italian, then it'll go back to, and I was just like, okay, this is too much. Even one exchange from Charles Bronson, you know, the lead guy in it, was talking to another character, and the character's talking to him in Italian, and Charles responds in English, and then it goes back to Italian again. I was just like, yeah, I'm not having that. But they were getting to quite a good bit of the movie, so I will give it another go. Now I know what I'm in for. It should be easy to get through. So anyway, right, back to Fopp, huh? Right, so a couple of Disney titles that we needed to catch up on. Could have got these in 4K, but seeing as all of our others are in Blu-ray, thought I'd settle for them. Let me do them. Oh yeah, they are in chronological order. So Disney Classics number 58, and is Raya, and The Last Dragon. So yes, haven't seen it yet, but I enjoyed all Disney films really. So yeah, look forward to watching this one. So number 59, Disney Classics, and it is Encanto. Very nice sleeves, I like these. Yeah, nice to have different artwork, not just the same boring artwork underneath, but there we go. Okay, so while I was looking at the 4Ks in Fopp, my wife went off and had a wander, and she came across the Studio Canal and their classic collection. Now, she knows I like World War II films, so anything that she read about which had a sleeve and was World War II based, she picked up and showed me. Of course I'm going to buy it, aren't I? You know, didn't have the money, but hey. But she also picked up a couple for herself, and the first one, which is actually a special edition and is packed with art cards and well, I'll open it and have a look, shall I? And it is Julie Christie and Alan Bates in The Go-Between. So there we have, there's your nice slip, and if I put that there, don't fall off, and there we go. There's Alan Bates. So this is a nice, really thick booklet here, I have to say. Plenty there, and yeah, some lobby cards. I won't get them out, but so close that up, put the slip back on. The Go-Between, special edition. Right, let's put that in that order. Next one. Now, I have seen this years ago. I may not have seen it all the way through, but it's definitely impressive in that one actor plays 7 different characters, and that is Alec Guinness in Kind Hearts and Coronets. Again, with a lovely slip. You know, there's loads I could have got, but I pretty much only brought titles with slip covers on. There is 1 or 2 that don't have slips, but that's okay. Yeah, no sort of special edition. It's not heavy or anything like the last one was, but so there we go, Kind Hearts and Coronets. Okay, so the first of my World War II ones. This has quite a cast. So we've got Trevor Howard, Dora Bryan, Sonny Tufts, and Richard Attenborough. Yes, and it's called Gift Horse. It is loosely based on some real events that happened in World War II, so I'm really interested to see sort of, I'm guessing they couldn't give out too much information, you know, as the war was still going on, because it says in 1940, so and oh well, this did come out in 1952, but obviously, you know, with classified information and everything, they can't reveal everything. But yes, so I look forward to watching this again with a nice slip. Kind of a shame it's not reversible artwork and all that, like we're getting used to with Arrow and 88. But yes, that's a really nice cover actually. I really like that. So that is the Gift Horse. Now this one we watched. I was trying to sort of, you know, not buy so much and not watch films, because yeah, we've all got the watch list, films we haven't seen, or films we've purchased on a certain format and haven't watched it yet. I've started to, with my Blu-ray.com app, with films that I've seen but are new to my collection in a certain format, I just put as watched, you know, because it stops the count. I mean, it's up to like 480 sort of thing. That's ridiculous. Anyway, yes, this is actually a World War II propaganda film. So it was made purely for propaganda, purely to entertain the cinema goers at the time, and just sort of make light of the situation, really. And it's a pretty funny film. I hadn't heard of it before, but my wife came over to me while I was standing in front of the 4Ks and sort of read the synopsis to me. And it's called The Goose Steps Out. yeah, it's the story is basically we've captured a German general, and this character is I think he was a teacher, and just happened to look like a twin of this German general. So they send him back over to Germany to sort of carry on teaching, and he's actually teaching sort of the Hitler Youth, and so he starts kind of leading them astray with things they shouldn't say if they're spying, because they're trained to be spies. If they're over in the in England while the war's going on and spying, and he starts telling all sorts of weird things and funny things, and you can kind of imagine what's going on. So if you're collecting these Studio Canal classics, then yeah, I definitely recommend this one. Black and white film, but a really good film. And bizarrely enough, it actually mentions the town I live in, and a couple of towns that I'm very close to as part of the storyline. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, that is The Goose Steps Out. Quite a clever title if you think about, okay, so the first movie without slip, I don't think it ever had one, and that's why I wasn't too bothered about it. But it is a fairly recent movie based on a true story about a mime, actually, who saved hundreds or no, thousands. So he joined the French resistance and helped save nearly 10,000 orphans from the Nazis, and that's quite astonishing. That's an incredible story. So I really look forward to watching this, and it is called Resistance, with Jesse Eisenberg, and yeah, so he plays the mime. So it'd be interesting to see his acting skills really getting a good work over, so there we go, The Resistance. Right, so I've actually added to my very tiny Criterion collection. I'm kind of glad that I'm not too fussed about having hundreds and hundreds of Criterion titles in my collection. I know that they do a splendid job. Bugger off. And I know they do a really good job. And when I watched 310 to Yuma, and I'll put a link in the description below to those of you who like your westerns, where I compare both that 1951 version and the 2007 remake with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. Anyway, so when I watched the 310 to Yuma in black and white, I was like, wow, this is just stunning for a 2K. It wasn't a 4K or anything. And yeah, so I understand the whole reasoning behind Criterion. So the first one, and I only found out about this, I actually think through John at Mondo Chelloveck, mentioned it, or he has it in his collection. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, although I'm sure most of you have already seen it. But yes, and it is The Damned. Now, so this is actually like pre kind of World War II actually breaking out, and it's basically the rise of sort of Nazism and that kind of thing, and a lot of the horrendous things they were doing. So I imagine it not being the easiest watch ever, but I've seen a fair few of these films, so I'm not used to it, but I'm able to get through them, so that's, and so this is a first edition as well. I kind of may not have picked it up had it not been a first edition, so it does have the booklet, and there were a couple of these still in the shop. There was some upstairs, because the main floor when you walk in is kind of a bit of everything: books, CDs, Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks, vinyl, tape. Well, there might be some tapes, not sure, but and then it's when you go downstairs and they have all the movies there, and upstairs is all the music. So yeah, it's the first edition, so I'm really pleased with that. That is The Damned. Then another one from Criterion, which is also a first edition, and I'm really interested in this. I've always thought that with the amount of actual World War II footage we have, that doing what this title has done should be done more. And basically what they've done is they've done a separate sort of narrative with actors, and they've intertwined it with actual World War II footage, and that is Overlord. So basically it follows this soldier from training and all the way through. So Overlord is the name for the D-Day landings, June 6th, 1944. Yeah, so it follows his exploits in that, and I look forward to seeing this. So again, first edition, nice booklet. Yeah, that's Overlord. Right, so as I've repeatedly said, I was standing in front of the 4Ks. And yes, I brought some. One of them is actually a steelbook, and it was in the sale. I can't actually remember what the price was, but it was pretty cheap, and it is Shazam. So I was pretty pleased to get this. You know, I'm not necessarily collecting all the DC stuff, but I know the new one coming out with Dwayne Johnson is like a sequel to this or something. So I suppose, you know, kind of need it in the collection. I have got like the Zack Snyder's Justice League and Aquaman, and some of the others on 4K. Thankfully it has the Blu-ray, so I can actually watch this. As you also may know, I don't have a 4K setup yet, but one day, you know, when I'm a millionaire, yeah, I'm sure I'll sort all that out. So that's Shazam, got nice and cheap. Right, Steven Spielberg film now. I was quite impressed with this. Now, those of you Brits watching this, and people roughly my age, may remember a TV series called Tripods. Now, I found it fairly freaky. I did. I sort of, you know, as a kid, sort of, I wanted to watch it, but I was a little bit scared of it, I suppose. But this is, I'm guessing Tripods was kind of born out of the idea of War of the Worlds. I really like this film. I think it's a really good Tom Cruise film. I like the way it's done. You know, the special effects look good, and when they're in the basement and the sort of mechanical tentacle comes in trying to sniff them out, so to speak, and all that kind of thing. Yeah, it was a really good film. I did have this, I may have just got rid of it, but I had this on Blu-ray Steelbook. But I'm kind of going away from Steelbooks. I'm about to get rid of some actually at CEX. And I'm kind of content now with these nice sleeves. So yes, that is War of the Worlds. Right, Mark Wahlberg film now. Now I am going to have to keep the steelbook version of this that I have, because this only has the 4K in it. I mainly got it to upgrade the audio, because on the Blu-ray it is only Dolby Digital audio, but this actually has DTS HD Master audio, but it is Shooter. I think this is actually quite a clever film. I can't remember if it's based on reality in any way, shape or form. It might be. Let me know in the comments if you know for sure, or if you're saying, no Trevor, it's not, you're being stupid. But yeah, so again, nice slipcover. So I do, you know, it is a bit of a bit awkward that the fact I don't have a 4K setup and I can't just afford to go out and get one. But as I've said in other videos, I love my TV. I hope to keep it forever, kind of thing. Even when I do upgrade to 4K, I will probably use it for games consoles and you know, a PS3, you know, a Wii and that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's Shooter. Just gonna have a drink. Right, another one I was looking out for, to go with the other Stallone film I have on 4K, cliffhanger, was Lock Up. Now I remember the Blu-ray, which is also going to in the CEX pile because I don't need it anymore. I think it was one we did at Testronic, and it was one I was slightly disappointed in sort of the audio quality. I can't remember if it was mono or if it. I think it had a 5.1 mix, but it still sounded pretty mono, if you see what I mean. But anyway, I like the film. It's really good. I think Donald Sutherland's you know, prison warden character is a pretty mean guy. And you know, Stallone has to go up against him, sort of thing, when he's imprisoned. And yeah, I think it's a really good film. So there we go, Lock Up. And then last of all, also one that I watched. I was quite eager to watch this one actually, and it comes off the tail of 7 other movies, plus an 8th one. And I say 7, then an 8th one, because the 7 are all one story. The 8th one is basically, it's kind of an add-on because I guess the fans want it. This one is also kind of an add-on, I'm guessing again because the fans wanted it, and I really liked it. And it is Spiral. Kind of kept me, you know, guessing and thinking. I did sort of work some of it out pretty quickly. That someone wasn't quite who they appeared to be, and but I have to say I was taken all the way to the end before and the reveal and everything's like, oh yeah, okay, that's really cool. So they still know how to do these kind of Saw films, and not necessarily the best Saw kind of film, but there were some pretty good traps, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So not overly keen on this cover. It's a bit garish, but I like, you know, I wasn't too fussed about getting the steelbook or anything, but I'm really glad to have this. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be more, you know, probably end up being another big box set at some point as well in years to come. But that's Spiral. So that's it. That was our trip to Fopp, plus a few extras. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're not getting too hot in this heat, and you're able to keep cool, and that you are definitely drinking plenty of water. It's by far the most important thing. If you feel you've got a headache or anything, just down a pint of water, and hopefully the headache will go away. Either that or it's muscular, and just get your wife or your husband or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, just to give you a bit of a massage or something. Yes, keep hydrated. If you've got a fan like we've got ceiling fans, then you know, get them on, and you know, you don't need me to tell you. Yeah, right, Jeff, we know. Anyway, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit to get videos out when I want to. Work is great. I'm enjoying the job, as I said in my last video, but I do come home just after 5. Then it's kind of, you know, got to get food on and get that eaten and stuff like that, and then I'm kind of too chilled and perhaps a bit tired by the time we finished all that kind of stuff and watched anything we wanted to watch. But on Fridays at least, because I work 8 till 5 Monday to Thursday, we do 8 till 3 on Friday. So that's kind of cool. So I'm hoping that I can then just get home with a good hour and a half before my wife gets home and maybe get some videos done. Right, that's enough for now. Please like and subscribe. Right, I want to give a shout out. I've been watching a channel. It's not been going very long, a few months, and but I do enjoy it. I definitely need to watch more of the videos. He's done a few kind of in a certain order, so I didn't want to watch them out of order. But it's finding the time, and you know, amongst watching all other channels that I watch as well. And it's a brilliant title for his channel, for the genre that he tends to stick on, which is westerns. So if you like your westerns, I definitely urge you to go and check this channel out. And the presenter is called Leslie, and his channel is called The Good, The Bad and The Okay. So yeah, definitely go and check out Leslie. Give him some support and subscribe to him and everything, as we all do. Yeah, and likewise, please, as I say again, like and subscribe to my channel. The likes obviously help the videos to get out there and get noticed. I keep saying yeah, perhaps I need a t-shirt with on it. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Take it easy, all right, look after yourselves, and I'll see you